Hello guys, you're welcome back once again to another tutorial. My name is Izana Taiwo. In today's tutorial, we are going to be learning how to draft and cut this beautiful bustier gown. Please, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do well to subscribe, like and share. Thank you. Let's get started. So first thing first, just mark out your border line. This totally depends on how wide you want your border line to be. 1 inch at most is okay, or 0.75. But yeah, I just went ahead to use ½ inch for my borderline and draw a straight line. Then after I was done, I'll just go ahead to mark out the other borderline, which is the upper part, also about a straight line. After I was done with this, I just went ahead to divide my block into two. That is, I went ahead to divide my paper into two, which is the center line. For us to get the center line, I just said bust divided by 4, whatever you have, plus 2 inches. That is, my bust is 33 divided by 4. I have 8.25 plus 2 inches. I hope you understand. That is 10.25. I hope you understand. So I'll just go ahead and mark the 10.25. Just go ahead and mark yours. But at this point, I just went ahead to use 10.5. Mark whatever you have as your answer. But at this point, I just mark 10.5 as my center line. So I'll just go ahead to draw a straight line. So after I was done with this, from that point of that center line, I'll go ahead to mark another 10.5 inches. Can you see at that point 10.5 inches to draw out my back block? I hope you understand. So after I was done, I'll just go ahead to mark out a straight line also at that point. So I just went ahead also to mark out my chest line. How do I get my chest line? 33 divided by 6, that is 33 your bust divided by 6 equals to 5.5 plus 1.5, which is your front shoulder slope. I hope you understand. Plus 1.5, which is your front shoulder slope, plus 1 inches, which is your back shoulder slope, equals to 8. I hope you understand. Just follow what I did on the video and you get it. That is how you get your chest line. So I just went ahead to mark that out, and I'll be drawing a straight line also for that point, which is my 8 inches. So that is my 8 inches. So I just went ahead to mark a straight line. So after I was done, I'll just go ahead to mark out my bust point. For my bust point is 10 inches. So I just went ahead to mark that and draw a straight line. So after I was done, I just went ahead to mark out my underbust. For my underbust is 14 inches. 14 inches for my underbust. Then I went ahead to draw a straight line for that also. So I just went ahead to label my chest line, my bust point, my underbust. So the next thing I'll just go ahead to work on is the half length. My half length is 17 inches. So I just went ahead to mark 17 inches and draw a straight line. So after I was done, the next thing I'll just go ahead to work on is the back half length. For the back half length, my back half length is 16. That is, as you always know, your front is always longer than the back length. So for this pattern, the back length is 16 while the front is 17. I hope you understand. The front half length is 17. So I just went ahead to mark out the 16 inches for my back length. Can you see? And I draw a straight line, and I just went ahead to label also. So the next thing I would just go ahead to work on is my shoulder. My shoulder is 7 inches. So I just went ahead to mark out 7 inches and draw a straight line. So after I was done, I just went ahead to mark out my neck. Because the neck is so high, I'll just go ahead to divide my neck, and this is the measurement you can use for getting your neck. But 33 divided by 12 equals to 2.75 to get my neck. So I will just go ahead to mark out that 2.75 for the width. I hope you understand. Just go ahead and mark 2.75 for the width, and the depth, I'll be using depth 3 inches for the depth. I hope you understand now. 2.75 for the width, and the depth is 3 inches. So I'll just go ahead to curve that. By the time I'm done, the next thing I'll just go ahead to work on is my shoulder slope. For my shoulder slope is 1.5 for the front. I just went ahead to mark that, draw a straight slanted line. just watch the video on what I did. So on the chest line, I came up by 3 inches. I hope you can see that. Came up on the chest line by 3 inches, and I went in by 0.75 inch. Can you see that? So I just went ahead to take my ruler to mark a straight slanted line to that 0.75, and I went ahead to curve that out. Can you see the way I am curving it? This is the process of drawing out your arm. Oh, this is how to do your armhole. The next thing, I just went ahead to mark my nipple to nipple point, which is 7. 7 divided by 2, I have 3.5. So I just went ahead to mark the 3.5 and draw a straight line to that point. So after I was done, on the bust point, I came down by 1 inch on the bust point. Can you see what I did there? Then on the half length, I came down by 0.75 on each side of that leg. I hope you can see that. And I went ahead to draw a straight line to that 0.75 that I mark out on each of the that leg. So after I was done with this, I just went ahead to mark out my bust circumference. For my bust is 33. 33 divided by 4, I have 8.25. So after I was done marking the 8.25, I just went ahead to add half inch to it, just the way I have done for his. So the next thing I just went ahead to mark is my waist circumference. For my waist circumference, my waist is 29. 29 divided by 4, I have 7.25. Then I just went ahead to mark my 7.25 and add 1.5 to it, which is the 0.75 plus 0.75. You have 1.5 together. So I just went ahead to do that and draw a straight line to the half length. I hope you understand. So after I was done with that, the next thing I'll just go ahead to work on is the bust dart. You know, for the bust dart, as I have said earlier, your front length is always longer than the back length. My front length is 17, while my back length is 16. So 17 minus 16, I have 1 inches. So I just went ahead to mark out 1 inches from the bust point line, and I went ahead to draw a straight slanted line to that 1 inches. Can you see what I did? I just went ahead to through my bust dart, just pick it up and place it on the bust point. Can you see? And I went ahead to use my tracing wheel to trace that part out. This process is done so that your bust darts will not be shorting. So I just went ahead to use my pencil to trace that out. Can you see as I'm doing it? So after I was done with that, I just went ahead also to tighten my underbust tightening. At this point, please, you have to pay attention at this point how to tighten this other bust tightening, because it is another method. So for this method, I am going to say round on the bust. That is, you measure your round on the bust on your client. I hope you understand. My round on the bust is 27. 27 divided by 4, I have 6.75. When I divided it by 4, 6.75. That is your round on the bust. I hope you understand, not the waist, your round on the bust. So after I was done with that, I will just go ahead to measure my underbust on the paper. Can you see where I'm putting? Just go ahead to measure your underbust on the paper. Place your tape the way I am placing it and measure what you have on the paper. I have 9 inches on my paper. I hope you understand. So I'll just go ahead and bring down my round on the bust, which is 6.75. So I call it real on the bust is 6.75, which is the round on the bust, 6.75. And I will now mark paper on the bust, which is the 9 inches. Can you see? I wrote it as paper on the bust, which is the 9 inches. I'll write it down. What I have after measuring the paper on the bust is 9 inches. So I'll just go ahead to work on bringing down the 9 inches now. I hope you understand. 9 inches minus the real round on the bust. 9 inches minus the real on the bust, which is 6.75. So I'll just go ahead and do that. So I will just say 9 minus 6.75. I have 2.25 as my answer. Just follow this video, you will surely get it. Then I will now say 2.25 divided by 3, because we are sharing it. That is why we are dividing it by 3. Divided by 3, my answer will be 0.75 equals to 0.75. That 3 that we divide it by is we are sharing it. That is why we are dividing it into 3. Do you get it? So 0.75, right? This 0.75, we are going to share it into 3 places. That is 0.75. How to share it now? 0.75 plus 0.75. I I hope you understand. That is the first place we have shared, equals to 1.5 as our answer, and that 1.5 will be going for this side front. I hope you understand. So we will now have 0.75 left. Just have it at the back of your mind that we have 0.75 left, which will be going for the center front. In that ways we have shared. Can you see 0.75 plus 0.75? I have 1.5, which is the first share. The second share will now be 0.75, which will be going for the center front. I know you'll be asking that why did we add the 0.75 plus 0.75 together, that we have 1.5. The reason is your side front must be bigger than the center front. That is why we shared that way, and we added 0.75 plus 0.75 to get 1.5. I hope you understand. That is the reason. Your side front must be bigger than the center front. So now I just went ahead to say side front is 1.5. I hope you understand. And center front is 0.75. I hope you understand. That is the center front. So on the middle of the dart leg, I'll just go ahead to mark 1.5, which is for the side front. Can you see what I did? 1.5 and the 0.75, same on the middle of the dart leg. I'll just go ahead and mark 0.75. I hope you understand. Can you see? Using that leg to mark it. So can you see what I did? So I just went ahead to place my curvy ruler the way I have done to curve it out. Just follow the way I am placing the curvy ruler to curve the bustier out. Can you see the shape it is bringing? So I just went ahead to place my ruler the other way around. Can you see the way I did it? So I mark it down to the half length, and I went ahead to do the same thing to the center front. Just follow the way I am placing my ruler. So after I was done with that, I just came up on the chest line by 1.5 inches. You can do that. You can come up by 1 inches depending on how exposing you want your chest to be. So I just went ahead to mark out a straight line at that point. So after I was done with that, I just went ahead to retrace my dart leg to the 1.5 inches that I marked. Can you see what I did? Just retrace your dart leg. So after I was done with that, I'll just go ahead to tighten that 1.5 I went up with. I'll go ahead to tighten it. Reason being is because we are just doing a straight yoke and we're having a yoke there. So I just went ahead to tighten by 0.75 inch on each side. I hope you understand. Just watch the video. And I went ahead to draw a straight slanted line to the bust point, just the way I did on this video. We are making a straight yoke. There is no shape, it's just straight. So on the armhole part, I came out by 0.75 and mark 0.75 and mark and withdraw the armhole so that your armhole will not be shortened. That is why we are doing this. So after I was done withdrawing the armhole, I went ahead to through that yoke part. Can you see? So that to avoid shortage. Can you see? When I'm done placing it together, can you see a little bit of shortage in it? So I'll just go ahead to retrace that using my tracing wheel to do that. Can you see? Just follow the process of what I am doing on this video. So after using my tracing wheel, I just went ahead to use my pencil to trace it out using my ruler also. Can you see? So I went ahead to open it up and use my pencil to mark out what I have traced, and this is what I have after I was done. Can you see how it's looking? So on the shoulder, I came down by half inches. Can you see? And draw a straight slanted line. Can you see the way I did it? Just come down by half inches and draw a straight slanted line. So after I was done, I went ahead to divide my shoulder slope into two. This process is done to tighten your yoke. I can see. So I draw a straight line. So I just went ahead to tighten by 0.25, 0.25 on each side. So after I was done, I just went ahead to mark out a straight line to that 0.25 inches that I've marked. Can you see? So I just went ahead to label my center front, my side front, and the yoke also. So after I was done, I just moved ahead to draft the back. For the back shoulder, I went ahead to mark 7 inches for the shoulder and draw a straight line. Can you see? So I went ahead to mark my width neck for the back, which is 2.75, and the depth of 1 inches. So I just went ahead to place my roller the way I am placing it. Watch that process, and I went to curve it out the shape of my neck. So after I was done, I just came down by 1 inches for the shoulder slope and draw a straight slanted line to that point. So from the shoulder slope, I just went ahead to divide it into two by half, and I marked that point, and I went in by ½ inches and draw a straight slanted line to that point, just the way I've done, and curve it out, placing my ruler like so. So on the back length, I went in by 1 inches to avoid zebra bulge, so I draw a straight slanted line to that 1 inches that I marked on the half length of my back. Can you see? So after that, I just went ahead to measure my bust circumference. Take note of where I placed my staple. Can you see where I placed my staple from? So I went ahead to measure my 8.25 plus the ½ inches we added, just the way we did for the front. And also I went ahead to mark out my waist. Can you see where I placed my taper from on the 1 inches zipper bulge? I just went ahead to mark the 7.25 and 1.5 inches of the dart I'll be taking. So I just went ahead to mark out a straight line to that point. So after I was done, I just went ahead to mark my dart, which is my 3.5 darts, and I did a straight line. On the dart leg, I went out by 0.75 on both sides, 0.75, and I just went ahead to, on the chest line, came down by 1 inches, just the way we did for the front, and I draw a straight slanted line to that point where I have marked. So on the neck width, I came down by ½ inches, just the way we did for the front, to tighten it, and I draw a straight line. So I just went ahead to pick any points on the yoke, can you see, and draw a straight line and go out by 0.25 on both sides, and I draw a straight slanted line to that 0.25 that I mark. Can you see? This way we have tightened the neck. I hope you understand. So at that point where I use my pencil to point, that is where zip will be stopping at that point. I hope you understand, because of the style. So I just went ahead to label the center back, the side back, and then label up and down, so that I will know what I am doing. So at this point we are done. So the next thing I'll just go ahead is to cut it out. So guys, if you find this tutorial helpful, please do well to subscribe, like, and share this tutorial. See you in my next tutorial. Thank you. Bye.